Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for tuning in to Cullman Today. I'm your host, Cheyenne Sharp, and today is Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. We have a lot to look at today in local news, including information on a road closure at Wallace State Community College, Cullman County Schools summer feeding program, and Cullman City Communications' new platform, Prepared 911. All this plus sports, weather, and more. But for now, let's dive into the top stories happening in Cullman today. Starting Monday, June 10th, a number of roads across Wallace State's campus will be closed for essential road work and drainage system work. The closure will last up to 10 weeks, but will start in opening stages after 6 weeks. The closure will affect sections of College Drive and Francis Dodd Drive. The highlighted area in the picture shows the section that will be affected by the closure. The Wallace State Police Department and Library will only be accessible from entrances across the street from the nursing building. Additionally, parking for the Student Center will be at the Bailey Center, Business Education Building, and Wilson Hall. Please plan your routes accordingly and allow extra time for travel. Next up, Cullman County Schools announced that its summer feeding program would return to the school lunchrooms in June. Yesterday, June 10th, was the first planned date for the program. Cullman County Schools Superintendent Dr. Shane Barnett said, "We are so excited to be able to offer this opportunity to our students and community." Beginning at 8 a.m., school-age children lined up with muscle memory to make their way through the line and receive their hot meal, made with love by the county's beloved child nutrition program workers. Breakfast was served from 8 to 9 a.m., and lunch followed suit from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The program will continue through the month of June, operating on weekdays at local schools, ensuring children from all points of the county have access to a healthy, home-cooked meal during their hiatus from school. Meals will be served in the lunchrooms at Vinemont, Welty, West Point, Harmony, Fairview, Cold Springs, Holly Pond, Good Hope High, and Hanceville Elementary Schools Monday through Friday until June 28th. The summer feeding program is open to all children and students younger than 18 who live in Cullman County, free of charge. And to close out our top stories today, from phone calls, photos, and text messages, Cullman City Communications can now connect with callers in a variety of ways through a program called Prepared 911. Prepared 911 is a text to 911 solution that allows those in need to text and share photos with the Communications Center when they are not able to make a phone call. This technology is part of the Next Generation 911 program and can allow location information to be sent to the Communications Center along with multimedia information. Call if you can, text if you can't. Now that we have the top stories out of the way, let's take a quick break before diving into the world of local sports.
Discover what's buzzing in Cullman with Community Matters, where every story pops off the page with local flair. It's the magazine that's got the inside track on what's now, what's new, and who's who. Get the lowdown on top eats and 411 on recipes that'll turn up your summer cooking game. Relive our local team's triumphs on the sports fields and pencil in summer's hottest events for fun the whole family will love. Get your copy of Community Matters at the Cullman Tribune, any of the local businesses on screen, or scan the QR code.
Thanks for coming back. Now it's time to take a look at what's going on in the world of sports. In this morning's sports update, we'll check in on some new upgrades coming to both Auburn and Alabama's athletic facilities. Let's start on the Plains. The Auburn University Board of Trustees has given final approval for the addition of a new state-of-the-art video board in the north end zone of Jordan-Hare Stadium. The vote and approval came at Friday's Board of Trustees meeting and will replace the current north end zone scoreboard, which was originally installed in 1987. The North End Zone Video Board project is expected to break ground in the summer of 2024 to be completed just in time for the 2025 Auburn football season. This project marks the first step towards modernizing the North End Zone of the Jordan-Hare Stadium. The video board and supporting structure have been intentionally designed to stand alone behind the current seating bowl, enabling future North End Zone improvement opportunities to utilize the concrete frame as a part of any future projects. The video board's concrete-based structure is also expected to provide an expanded north end zone concourse to provide additional food and beverage offerings, while easing the flow of fans around the main concourse level of the Jordan-Hare Stadium. The new north end zone video board will be 47 feet high by 154 feet wide, totaling 7,238 square feet of LED space. While the current south end zone video board remains the largest collegiate video board in the country at 10,690 square feet, the new north video board will also measure as the sixth largest video board in the SEC and a top 20 collegiate video board in the U.S. By today's standard, the two video boards combined will feature the most LED square footage of video board among all SEC schools. Moving over to Tuscaloosa, a plan for a training and player development facility expansion and renovation at Cullman Coliseum, formally proposed by Alabama Athletics, has been approved by the university's System Board of Trustees. The project consists of a 48,000 square foot expansion on the southeast corner of Cullman Coliseum while renovating approximately 19,000 square feet of existing team space. Within that footprint, men and women's basketball will have their own respective practice facilities and weight rooms, along with player development areas for both teams, locker rooms, lounges, film rooms, equipment rooms, sports medicine spaces, and offices. Alabama Athletics Director Greg Burns said that the Cullman Coliseum training facility expansion will have an incredible impact on the school's basketball programs. The project will address immediate high-priority needs for both teams by creating an optimal space for practice and development. That covers sports for today, but make sure to check with the Cullman Tribune each day for the latest in sports coverage from across the area. We'll be right back after this message. Hello and welcome back to Cullman Today. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Cullman was recently named third best small town cultural scene in the country by USA Today. The numerous events that happen throughout Cullman's downtown area embody the small town culture and charm of Cullman County. Second Fridays is one of those events. Joey Orr, Cullman Area Chamber of Commerce President, said, "We are excited to see our community at Second Fridays. Our chamber members are ready to showcase the businesses and services we have throughout Cullman County. Bring your family and furry friends for a night of food, music, vendors, and fun." Put on the second Friday of June, July, and August by the Cullman Area Chamber of Commerce, the event is a family-friendly venue with over 55 vendors available for shopping, 22 food trucks to satiate any craving, and new improved children's areas. Second Friday is slated to keep its spot as a community favorite event. A new kids zone and stage will be at the monthly events, a place for children in the crowd to engage in interactive activities, lovely dancing and storytelling, along with a handful of younger generation musicians who will be invited on stage to serenade the crowd with their soulful songs. As in years past, attendees can expect to see inflatables, a mobile arcade, face painting, balloon artists, and a few local EMS trucks will be available for the tiny attendees to touch and explore. There will also be a puppy pageant at 7 p.m. on the main stage. There's no fee to participate in the puppy pageant, and Second Fridays begins at 5:30 p.m. and will last until 9 p.m. in Cullman's downtown area. Vendor applications for Second Fridays open 1 month prior to the scheduled event. Reach out to the Cullman Area Chamber of Commerce to apply. The annual Cullman City versus Cullman County Blood Drive is scheduled for June 21st from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's a great need for blood donations right now, especially for type O blood. Donations made during this blood drive are used locally, so great participation is vital for our community. During this annual event, 4 donor locations are provided. City blood drive locations will be at Dick's Sporting Goods and the North Walmart. Cullman County locations are at the Cullman County Courthouse and the South Walmart. All blood donors receive a $20 e-gift card, a custom Cullman City versus County t-shirt, and a free steak sandwich from Cullman Cattlemen's Association. Platelet and double red cell donors receive a $40 e-gift card while supplies last. Donors must be 17 years of age or 16 with written parental permission and must weigh at least 110 pounds. For the second year, Arrowhead RV Park in Crane Hill is bringing out the inner flower child of the community with its annual Hippie Fest. The festival, a local live music along with games, crafts, and vendors for shopping, was a huge hit last year. This year, employees and staff at the park are hoping that trend continues. Live music will be rocking at the festival all day, beginning at 10:30 a.m. and rolling well into the nighttime hours. Vendors set to attend range from personalized t-shirts from TNT's, crochet gnomes with Totally Hooked by Ash, homemade and homeopathic lotions from local farm Southdown Acres, baked goods from Simmons, and so many more great vendors and goods. Hippie Fest carries a $20 entry fee for the day with a $5 parking charge. While most vendors are able to accommodate cashless payments, the event is largely a cash event. Hippie Fest will open its doors at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, June 15th. Arrowhead RV Park is located at 761 County Road 941. Summer reading camps began Monday morning, June 10th, and will continue through the month of June at each of the Cullman County elementary schools. Each school will have a few school buses running routes and transporting students, so be sure to watch out for students loading and unloading during your morning commutes. Now, for a quick break before we look at the weather, let's pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Welcome back. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week as we turn to obituaries. Alan Shearer Hall Sr. Alan Shearer Hall Sr., age 91 of Bremen, passed away June 8th. Funeral service for Mr. Hall will be Tuesday, June 11th at noon in Ryan's Creek Baptist Church in Bremen. Visitation will be held at the church from 10:30 a.m. until noon, and interment will be at Ryan's Creek Cemetery. Andrea Michelle Stevens. Andrea Michelle Stevens, age 45 of Vinemont, passed away from this life on Saturday, June 8th at Cullman Regional Medical Center. There are no services planned at this time. Vicki Lynn Smith. A celebration of life for Vicki Lynn Smith, age 63 of Cullman, will be Wednesday, June 12th at 2 p.m. at Desperation Church. Visitation will be held at the church from noon until 2 p.m. and interment will be at Cullman Memory Gardens. The family requests in lieu of flowers that donation be made in Vicki's memory to the Link of Cullman County, the Greater Birmingham Humane Society, or Desperation Church. Randy Self. Randy Self passed away on June 9th at the age of 67, surrounded by his loved ones in his home in Bremen, Alabama. A celebration of life service for Mr. Self will be on Wednesday, June 12th at noon at Hanceville Funeral Home Chapel. The burial will follow the service at Shelton Grove Cemetery in Hanceville. The family will welcome the public for visitation on Tuesday, June 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Hanceville Funeral Home. That finishes our obituaries today. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families and friends. Now, let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today will be sunny with a high near 80 and a calm wind becoming north in the afternoon. Tonight will cool off with a partly cloudy sky and a high of 57. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and have a high of 84 degrees. And tomorrow night will be mostly clear with a low of around 60 degrees. That concludes another edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. I'm Cheyenne Sharp with Cullman Today, wishing you a terrific Tuesday, Cullman.